In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the latest updates on what's going on in the NFT market. Some projects are pumping, some projects are dumping, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, if you've been watching The Parallax for a while, you can see that I'm in a different setting. That's because I am in Jakarta right now for the Carrefour Carnival, and I'm really just trying to get this video out while I'm in my hotel. I don't want to talk too much about what's been going on at the Carrefour Festival in this particular video because I want to save it for later so I can give you a more in-depth review on what's going on. But overall, I can say the Carrefour team who brought me out here has been really kind. They've been really fun. I've been enjoying my trip in Jakarta, so let's go ahead and get into these markets. Okay, the first thing we're going to start off with is what is the current sentiment of what is going on. And if you go on CoinMarketCap, you can see that all of the coins are pumping, right? We see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other random coins that come after it. They are just exploding. Even Cardano broke, $1 where it was like a stable coin for a while. But yeah, crypto market's looking kind of bullish, right? We're kind of bearish for everything, and now people are gaining more confidence and people are spending more money on crypto, right? Hopefully, what's going to happen is that, the profits that people make in Ethereum. So if we look at the last 3 months, right, around February, we're around like 2K. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were at like 2.5, and now there's this huge pump going to 3.3, which is pretty crazy, actually. It's quite a significant jump. So hopefully we see that a lot of people who had Ethereum, they're taking some profits. Maybe they want to invest back in NFTs because a lot of the NFT prices have been dropping quite a bit, especially the blue chip. And I know that a lot of people just held their Ethereum, and now they're like, okay, Ethereum's up, NFTs are down, it's time to make that swap and then make some profit. Now, going into OpenSea, we can see that over the last 7 days, a lot of things have been bleeding out. A lot of blue chips have been going down, but other ones have been going up as well. So we've seen like Azuki, for example, it was at like 8 ETH the other day, and now it's like at 15, so like doubled in price. Obviously BAYC going crazy, and we see other projects like Muri, which we'll talk about later, holding a solid price. Something's going up, something's going down, so it's not like a total bull market where everything's going up. I think it's just like certain narratives, certain high quality projects are going up, while other ones that maybe are more quiet right now, they still have potential. It's just because the price is going down doesn't mean it's a bad project. It's just that maybe there isn't a narrative quite yet, but things are looking pretty good, especially if you kind of allocate it to the right project during this time. So even in the bear market, there is opportunities to make money. So the first update we're going to be talking about is going to be Nanoverse. They recently just put out a teaser for what their 3D avatar agent is going to look like. And again, from the information that they publicly shared, these avatars are going to be fully rigged, meaning you can put them in different metaverses. It doesn't mean you can put it into every single metaverse. That metaverse has to support their specific model, and I believe they're creating their own metaverse as well, but this is going to be the 3D model. Overall, I would say it's pretty high quality. I mean, we just got to see like what the full body looks like, but I can see this doing well, and I can see people who are holding Nanopass excited for it. I mean, the floor for a Nanopass is still like 2.7 ETH, so even with the review, the price didn't drop, so that means that people like what they are seeing. And speaking of the Nanoverse ecosystem, we have NFT Keys, which is another project that they're doing. They recently started putting out some teasers. This looks like a mechanical keyboard. I'm pretty sure this is like a 3D render. I could be wrong. I mean, they're putting other teasers out as well. You can see the bottom of a keyboard as well. So when I first heard of this project, I really not sure what to expect because they're literally doing a keyboard NFT project. When I'm looking at this, it kind of does look like a real keyboard, so it's quite realistic. So it's something I'm following along, and I know that there's a huge market for people who are buying mechanical keyboards. So I would follow that if you're into that kind of stuff. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure to follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm going to be dropping the latest alpha on what's going on in the NFT markets. And so recently we've seen a Azuki pump where the average price was around like 9 Ethereum. I think the floor was around like 7 or 8, and now the floor is about 18 Ethereum the other day. But yeah, it seems like people are trading based on a narrative where people are like, oh my god, Azuki is going to collaborate with Supreme, and again, it's just rumors, right? And it could also be inside trader information where people just share, then people find out, and alpha groups share that information with each other, and everybody starts buying and nobody knows why. There's always a lot of that going on in the NFT space. Whether or not rumors are true or not, hard to really say until the thing actually comes out. But we've seen like with Bored Ape Yacht Club where there was rumors of like what the ape token would look like in their pitch deck, and then all that stuff turned out to be true. In the NFT space, there's a lot of insider trading going on. It's technically not illegal, right? Because it's not like a public company. 15 floor Azuki, pretty nice. And hopefully people take profits and they roll it into other smaller projects. Another project that's similar to Azuki is going to be Muri, right? So it's like a darker vibe Azuki aesthetic. Definitely took inspiration from them, but they're sitting at a 0.8 ETH floor. So it's been pretty consistent even during like an NFT bear. So it seems like the anime vibe is pretty strong, even though you have other sub anime brands. Then again, like so many people in the world like anime, it's like almost mainstream at this point. So I can see this type of project finding its own niche and doing well, possibly in the long term, but it remains to be seen based on how they execute more in the future. So another project I want to talk about, that and this recently recently just launched, and it's at a lower price for anyone who's looking for, something, less than 1 ETH, right? And it's called Alpha Sharks NFT. So essentially it's a software company, right? And they release their software as an NFT, similar to how you have IC tools. I have actually used IC tools myself, so I bought the pass because I didn't want to pay a subscription, and then I have lifetime access to the pass. So Alpha Shark is coming in as a competitor, trying to do things better than other projects. Obviously you have to if you want to gain that market share. I kind of did look at some of the trailers, or like people making videos about like what exactly you can do. So from my understanding, it's very similar to IC tools. It's cheaper than IC tools at the moment, I believe. It also has this feature where you're able to buy directly an NFT on Alpha Shark versus having to go on OpenSea. Like, so it's like a sniping tool, right? So like IC tools is a good tool for like analytics, but it doesn't have sniping, where if I want to use sniping, meaning like I want to buy an NFT before another person does, and whoever's the fastest to do it is going to get it, especially during project review where everything's going crazy and you have to like look for the thing you want for a cheap price and boom, buy. So they built some tools where you can just click a button and like automatically buy. And I really like that because that's a tool that I'm personally looking at, especially when I'm trying to buy stuff after review and snipe some stuff. Moving forward, like there's going to be a lot of software companies offering basically the same thing, and they're just gonna try to like combine different softwares and bots and put it all together under one platform, and whoever does it the best is gonna win. So Alpha Shark put out their proposal out there. If you want to check it out, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I'm just saying like this is something I'm looking to buy because I heard people say good things about it, and it's cheap. 0.3 ETH, relatively cheap, right, for a software like this, and it has the sniping tool. So like sniping tools, you might be paying 0.3, 0.6 ETH just for the sniping by itself, but then this is like IC tools plus sniping, right? And I think moving forward, there can't be so many PFP projects out there. I think there'll always be PFP projects, and they're always going to be great and cool. But then if you're looking for different type of opportunities, I would look for utility. If you're looking at an NFT project that's just straight up utility, this is a software, we don't even care about the picture, we're just, instead of paying subscription, you could buy the NFT and use it forever. Those are the utilities I'm looking at, and I'm looking at like, what are other software companies offering something similar? Dude, software is already like proven out. Like we've seen SaaS become huge businesses, software as a service. Think of like Uber, Airbnb, any enterprise software. I used to work at Oracle, so I sold SaaS for a living back when I started my tech career. Literally, it's just the same thing, except you're buying an NFT instead of a subscription. So Alpha Shark, definitely something you should check out, especially if you don't already have an analytics tool. Like for me, if I want to buy Alpha Shark, I probably just buy it just to have like IC tools and Alpha Shark, see what's better, then just go with whatever I think is better. You only really need one, to be honest, right? So if Alpha Shark is better than IC tools, then I would gladly make the switch, because if I had IC tools and I would sell it for a profit, then you're using these softwares for free as long as you can sell it for more than what you bought it for, right? Okay, so I want to quickly talk about Hapeprime and what's been going on with their floor price. Right now it's 1.3. At the peak, I believe it was 8 Ethereum. This literally the same exact thing happened to Nanoverse. For all the people who are new to NFTs, or maybe you just entered the space recently or just in the past couple of months and you don't know who Nanoverse is. I didn't buy these projects, by the way, because I can obviously that they're extremely pumped at the time. 3D meta was pretty popular, so like anything 3D that was like high quality detail was like going to like 8 Ethereum, right? And what tends to happen is that after the reveal, people realize, what did I just buy? Like, what are they even doing? I bought it for 8 Ethereum. What's the chance it's going to go to 20 Ethereum? And the chances of getting 20 is pretty dang low, right? Like even Clone X is only like 15 Ethereum with a 20k supply. So like Clone X is a whole different level from Hape. So how can Hape be like 8 Ethereum, right? So it's definitely just hype for the most part. Price is really just dependent on what people are willing to pay for it. But then over time, people realize like, I don't think it's worth it. Price dropped like a rock essentially over the past like couple weeks. And now it's like 1 Ethereum, 1.3. Personally, for me, I don't think it's going back up, because like, what is the narrative that would pump it back up? It's the same as Nanoverse. Nanoverse went to 8 Ethereum, then it's like 0 point something. It's not even 1 Ethereum right now. It's like literally same thing, right? A team that does art, they did like digital design and stuff for like brands like Nike and like these kind of things, and they're good at what they do. No offense, right? They're good at what they do. Now, when it comes to building a company around Web3 and adding utility and value and looking at 10-year vision, having a design agency is not the same as having a basically an IP brand, right? They're totally different. Like starting Spider-Man and building an IP and building a movie and building toys is a totally different ball game compared to the guy who's just doing the CG for a specific art. Totally different. Right? Having hands is not the same as having a vision, right? And so I think that's why the price is getting low and people are losing confidence in the project compared to where it was before. I mean, they are coming with stuff like walk it like I talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. Yeah, coming from very soon. Hape.io. So what is this all about? Some apes with the new owners. Hape team building. I don't even know what this means, right? I mean, when I'm looking at this thing is just walking, and all they're doing is just changing the background color. So it's like nothing special, to be honest. No utility. It's just like more art. But how is it going to get more people into into the ecosystem? How are the holders going to increase the value of their asset? How are they going to create tokens, or how are they collaborating with different brands? They don't really answer any of those questions, and they just change the color of the background. So people are getting a lot smarter. So if you're not clearly communicating what value you offer, you should expect your price to drop, and you should never complain about the price dropping, because as a leader, if you're not communicating what you're going to deliver to your holders, then why should they believe in you, right? By the way, if you don't know what this is Mechaverse, by the way. This was at an 8 Ethereum floor, now it's 0.4. Same thing, cool art, but that's pretty much it. And you go on their website, they're just putting more art, selling you more stuff, and there's like a mecha bot. I'm not sure if they're selling it or if it's airdrop or something, but not that interesting. There's no narrative of like what they're doing in the future. They're just like creating art to create art. And again, it's just design agencies getting into the NFT space. Yes, they make a bunch of money. What can they do to actually contribute to the NFT space, onboard new people into the space, you know, educate people, do something innovative? Really, it's just nice art. Moving forward, if you have good art combined with like that visionary, like Web3 crypto NFT kind of head, I think that's the way to go. But if it's just art by itself and they don't have the right advisors and they don't have the right brains to push that narrative, then I think it's just like a repeat of Mechaverse, Hapeprime, and we're going to see more in the future, because there's always so new people coming into the space and they have money and they throw it around and they just gamble and they lose, and you know, it's just one of those situations. Now in other news, Snoop Dogg just released some music. He did 8 tracks, and to get them you actually have to buy them with Ape tokens, right? It's gonna be like 15 Ape for one song. That's pretty interesting, because if brands are able to collaborate with like BAYC, then they get exposure and they're just like, hey, I want people to see my music, I want Bored Ape Yacht Club holders to see my music. There's a whole ecosystem willing to spend these tokens, and let's just collaborate with them, and then like everybody gets exposure and everybody, you know, makes money, right? So this is pretty cool. They did it in this way. I'm not sure if it's official collaboration or if they're just like, you can use this as a currency to buy these songs. I guess I need to do a little more research on that, but you know, just that concept itself of this actually happening is interesting, because you know, any token that tries to become a real token that people actually use on a daily basis, they're going to need these collaborations, working with artists, working with different brands, different merchandise things that they could buy, and make it only exclusive for that specific token. And then that's how you're going to increase the value of that token, because if people want like this music, for example, they want to own a piece of Snoop Dogg's NFT, if you only can buy with the Apecoin or Ape token, then it increases the value of that token, because people are going to be like, you know, I need this thing, I got to buy some Ape tokens, and then I'm going to buy that thing, right? So, and it's interesting to see what currency is going to be the one that actually makes it and like becomes like a real standard for the NFT space, right? And if you compare this to, let's say, like Cyberkongs, for example, I think what Cyberkongs is interesting looking in hindsight, where they had 1,000 Genesis pieces and then each one can generate 10 bananas every single day, right? I think the issue with that is that these people were early, obviously they're going to be like hugely rewarded, right? That's why Genesis Kong is like, I think like 50 Ethereum right now, and at the peak it was like 150 Ethereum, which is quite a lot of money. And then they make 10 bananas a day, right? And I hold a lot of Cyberkongs, so like, I'm not trying to flood my own bag. It's just my personal opinion. This is my YouTube channel, right? So I can say what I want, and everybody can have their own opinion. You have your own opinion, put it in the comments. We don't have to agree, we can have a discussion, right? The thing is, like, I don't have a Genesis Kong myself, and it's like, it's kind of interesting that 1,000 Genesis Kong creates the bananas, and then those people are basically getting like extremely wealthy just from holding these bananas and selling them, right? It doesn't quite reward the people who came after the first 1,000 Genesis. Like, you know, I got a few babies and I got a bunch of VXs, and it's like, this is a play to collect game, and it does earn like this passive income, which is great, right? I'm not complaining about that, but it's nowhere near like a 10 bananas a day, you know? So I think like when new people look at a project, they're gonna be like, okay, I can join this project, but then I don't have a Genesis, so what is the reward for me? I feel like the rewards for Genesis holders and Cyberkongs are very skewed towards holding a Genesis, right? Which makes sense, because obviously you're first and you're early and you get rewarded for that. Totally understand. But if you're looking for the average consumer, the average person who's getting into NFTs, I feel like they're gonna feel discouraged and be like, I'm never gonna hold a Genesis, maybe one day, but like, you know, that might be a long time later. So let me try to risk my money on this other project and get a Genesis here, and then hopefully that becomes the next whatever, right? And I think it's the brands that are able to onboard new people that will increase the value of the overall brand, that will actually make it in the long run. I'm bullish on Cyberkongs. I think they're gonna figure things out and work, retweak things. But any project that kind of rewards like the little guy, or makes the little guy feel, very important, makes the little guy, the average person, feel like they have a shot, that person is going to spend their money in that way. And that's just my personal opinion, right? And it's all about narrative. If any club says like, we're the elite and you're the bottom, and if you want to get up here, you're going to need like 5,200 Ethereum, then it's like, you know, like, but if there's like lower entry points, but then those entry points can get much more rewarded, right? And you don't feel like such a big jump to make it to the top, then I feel like those communities will attract more people. By the time you see this video, this might already happen, but the Imposters mint by Elio Trades, the mint is going to be coming out tomorrow, March 28th. And here is the art. So personally, is the art amazing? It's okay, in my opinion. It's not amazing. It's not not bad though. But because, you know, LE Trades is a huge YouTuber, especially in the crypto and NFT space, I think people would just buy this because, you know, the opportunity to make money and maybe the game is going to be good. I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes, right? Because it's a pretty good example of like a YouTube influencer kind of person creating actual game and spending like millions of dollars to develop it. Yeah, I'm following along because I want to see how he does it, and I want to learn from his mistakes and his wins as well to see what I can do for our community over here. As you know, we're building a NFT project right now. Right now, I can't really leak or tease anything quite yet because we're still working on the art, but I can say it's looking good so far. If you want to learn more about what's going on, make sure to join my Discord, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.